So I'm going to get a little weird here with some of these. Bear with me. They're giving up, in general, 4+ carries a game to quarterbacks for 28 yards, which is kind of a lot. They play a lot of man coverage, so they're more vulnerable to running quarterbacks. I think we might actually get a designed run or two. Now, I'm going to pop out 4 official picks and a special, but if you need more, these are leans. How about Tucker Kraft? And I'm going to go under 38.5. I don't have the guts to officially do it, but I would, if I had to, clearly go under. And you may say, why clearly? Because Tucker Kraft has been a zone guy. You don't like him against man. His fantasy points per route run drops off a cliff against man coverage, which the Lions run at a top 3 clip. They might even at this point be number 1. It's a fluid situation. And also Detroit in general has been very good against tight ends. I'm not sure if that's their base defense or what, but maybe it is. But they have been in base a lot. They are in base a lot, and they do stop tight ends very well. And then I am with the grinder on Christian Watson. I think we'll get a big play here tonight from Christian Watson, 49.5. And then I do love Jahmyr Gibbs, just as a general statement. I want a prop. He was my number 1 prop last week, I believe. Well, my number 1 Thursday prop, at the very least, that's what it was. And he hit. So over 69.5 rush. He looks unbelievable. I know that there was an incident where he inadvertently showed some secret information this week. He also fumbled last week. But Dan Campbell, man, I've spoken with Dan Campbell very briefly, but I kind of thought he was a little cartoonish when he first took the job. I mean, we all know that press conference when, cracking skulls or smashing kneecaps, whatever the heck he said there. But once I literally spoke to the man, I'm like, you know what? I believe this guy. I believe everything he says, and I'd go to battle with him too. So he's a player's coach. He said, I don't give a crap about what Gibbs did. So, okay, like Jahmyr Gibbs. Let's move on to some official picks. Now, the Packers and the Lions have been kind of bad for me this year. Made some really good calls. Again, like Jaden Reed last week, didn't hit his prop, but he scored 2 touchdowns. Sam Laporta, same deal. Didn't hit his prop, hit 2 touchdowns. So I'm going to get a little weird here with some of these. Bear with me. I'm going to start. Well, let's start with Jaden Reed because we were in on that on Tuesday. Thankfully, because it's been bet up to 61.5. So I'll take it, baby. You think I'm going to go in on 61.5 after popping out 48.5? No, I'm not. So that's already been static in since Tuesday. But I do have at least 2 weird ones. And I got to tell you, I really like this one. Jordan Love over basically to 6 damn yards rushing. Over 5.5 rushing yards. I went back and I looked. Last year, he did okay. He had a rushing touchdown last year, and he had, I think it was like 39 yards. The Lions, as I've mentioned a million times, I was in on an Anthony Richardson prop a couple of weeks ago, and actually, I don't think that hit, but he got 60 yards and he scored. They're giving up, in general, 4+ carries a game to quarterbacks for 28 yards, which is kind of a lot. They play a lot of man coverage, so they're more vulnerable to running quarterbacks. Jordan Love I don't think Jordan Love has been as healthy as he is right now since going into the game in Brazil in week 1. He's moving around a lot better. I think we might actually get a designed run or two. Maybe 1, but whatever. The Lions are still depleted as well. I think they're going to be paying a lot of attention to Josh Jacobs. So, hey, all you got to do is take off and run for 6 yards. It's a winner, and I like it. Also, Jahmyr Gibbs. Now, I'm going to go over the receiving number here, 19.5. I know David Montgomery has been a little bit more involved in that passing attack and getting some checkdowns here. But Gibbs is also averaging 10 yards a catch. He looks amazing. And I do think with a 51.5 total, we could get a little bit of a back and forth affair. And, I don't think they're going to put the Packers away early or even somewhat late, thus taking Gibbs potentially out of the mix in the passing game. So I like this one. And then I'm going to get weirder with Timmy Patrick over 24.5 yards. We've seen it time and time again. You have all eyes on Jaden Reed and Sammy Laporta and Amon-Ra and Jamison Williams and anybody else that I left off, Christian Watson, Tucker Kraft, and then all eyes on these names, and then, oh, what happens? Tim Patrick balls out. That's kind of what he's been doing the last 3 games. He's got 48 yards, 55 yards, 26 yards on 11 targets. It's a good schematic matchup for him, and I believe that they're getting him, ramping him up for the postseason run because he's got a different look and a different body type than the other receivers. He's 6'4". I mean, Jamison Williams is listed at 6'1". Dude looks like he's about 5'11". So I like Timmy Patrick as a sneaky play tonight. So those are my 4 official picks. And it is time to pop out the Thursday night special. This is a pick that, it'll be fine if it doesn't hit. But if it does, I'll be a hero. I'm feeling it, though. Jordan Love, anytime tutty. He only has 1 on the season. He had 4 last year. Great matchup against a defense vulnerable to running quarterbacks. I'm kind of feeling Jordan Love scoring today. That's a wrap. If it wins, you're welcome. We'll catch you mañana.
Thanks for watching, but don't let the betting insights end here. If you want an extra edge this football season, you can get a month of VSiN Pro right now absolutely free. That means access to our betting insights, analysis, and tools like our betting splits at 0 cost to you. Click the link in the description to sign up.